Welcome to Notre Dame College, where every student is our most important student. For nearly a century, Notre Dame College has offered an outstanding liberal arts education with a personal touch. Our faculty and staff are passionate about preparing students for successful and meaningful lives after college. Located just 25 minutes from downtown Cleveland, Ohio, our vibrant, friendly, and diverse 48-acre campus is the choice of more than 2,000 students from 40 states and 22 countries. We have 22 scholarship sports and a wide variety of extracurricular activities, clubs, and organizations. We are the perfect size, large enough for an exciting college experience, but still able to ensure small class sizes and individual attention. Notre Dame College, a Catholic institution in the tradition of the Sisters of Notre Dame, educates a diverse population in the liberal arts for personal, professional, and global responsibility. We invite you to tour the campus in person and see the Notre Dame difference for yourself. The Office of Admissions will be glad to arrange for a visit where you'll learn more and meet with our outstanding faculty members and staff, all of whom are committed to making you feel welcome.
Don't come here just to get a degree.
You can do that anywhere.
Sure, you can get prepared for a career.
But first, you have to want it.
You actually have to believe that you
have the potential to do it.
We're not just born with that ability. Sometimes you have to learn how to believe in yourself.
How to be the CEO of your own life.
How to be an influencer, a leader. And when that's what you want to learn,
simple.
Come to Bonaventure.
Give me the camera. Stick this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Syracuse Orangemen, Alex Amico.
I got it.
Greg Flogor. I think it's this way. Michael. flip it nice and high, let it touch the ground. Okay, it is head, so you get the call. Direction for you? Okay, so you get the kick and going that way. Good luck. Have a good one. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Chris Henshaw. Touch judges, Marcus Johnson and Nigel Platt. And please stand for the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play rugby.
Butchered all their names.
Do they have them in, hyphenate them so I can say
Syracuse. Well, here we are at the ACRC Bowl Series. Syracuse University won the Empire Conference. They're in blue and orange. Notre Dame College, they're an independent D1 AA team playing an independent schedule. Recently played against Navy, where they lost, but they were 17-17 at halftime. A varsity program. They steal off that kickoff, immediately come in, exert pressure, and steal it. And you're going to see some players who can run with the rugby ball on this Notre Dame College team. And that's Duncan going into contact. Out we come, trying to get number 13, Thomas, Rodney Thomas in there. He's taken down, again, recycled nicely. Walsh goes in, he's held up, so they're driving in now. Duncan trying to get it going forward. Referee's going to call that up maybe if it doesn't go any further. If you hold it up and it doesn't go anywhere, it's going to be a scrum, and that's exactly what they do. And that was exactly the plan by Syracuse. Held him up. Referee Henshaw said, not going anywhere, scrum down to Syracuse. So Notre Dame College, among some of the teams that they've played, Buffalo, Notre Dame University, Kentucky, West Virginia, James Madison, St. Louis University, beat all of them. Lost to St. Bonaventure, lost to Davenport, lost to Navy. So they're not exactly facing any patsies there. Ball go back. It's lost. Somehow gathered and somehow rescued, and that was all kinds of problems for Alex Hodgkinson, but he did so well, such good composure to gather it and kick it to touch. A very nice boot. Hodgkinson did have a stint with the Syracuse football team. He's back playing rugby, and the fortunes of the Syracuse team have really changed with his addition. It's more than just one player, but certainly Hodgkinson has helped them. I'm Alex Goff from Golf Rugby Report here at the ACRC Bowl Series. Next Level Rugby doing a fantastic job streaming this. Ryan Ginty and all his staff. All the guys doing a great job. Forward pass there as Notre Dame tries to get something going. Notre Dame College varsity program out of Ohio, and were a top Division II team last year, moved up to Division I. They didn't get into a conference. They're kind of isolated for that, and so they're playing an independent schedule, hoping to do well enough to be asked into the playoffs in D1AA. They do well enough there, they may well join D1A next year, and there's talk about maybe the Rugby East, which is the great big grouper of D1A rugby, just swallowing up other fish swimming around because everyone wants to play in it. Put in by Daly. The wheel, it's gone all the way around, and referee says that went all the way around. We're going to turn that over, and that will be a put in now for Notre Dame, and that's something you don't see a lot of, that kind of scrum technique to turn it and force the turnover. Remember, if you're a young player and you see the wheel, you're not allowed to do that in under 19 rugby, so that wouldn't be a turnover. But in senior rugby, college rugby, it is a turnover. And a put in by Shamel Vincent for the Falcons. Great attacking opportunity suddenly. Corey Graham is thinking, yeah, give me that ball. Vincent, oh, he goes himself. Oh, he just fakes. So close. What a smart move, because nobody was thinking about him. A pick and go. They're close again. Referee says no. And diving over. Oh, he had it. Nobody saw him. He just brought it back again. So smart. Not a good pass, though. They've got to do something about that. And what was a ball right on the try line is suddenly back around the 22. And a no-look pass, and Syracuse has somehow escaped that and gotten out of problems. Box kick from John Daly. It's gathered there. Tupuola. And again, recycling back out. Oh, breaking through now. Falcons going somewhere. The ball bounces. Referee says knock on. And John McDonald, the lock forward there, said, I think it kind of went straight down. But still, Notre Dame looking very difficult here. Varsity program, remember. And this is the situation where you have a varsity program. Players who can really dedicate themselves to training, don't have to worry about certain things that club players have to worry about, like paying for their kit. John Daly ready to put it in. A good shove again from Notre Dame, but Syracuse holds. Daly passes it out. Hodgkinson, a huge boot. And that is their game right there in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. Let's play in the other end of the field. And Hodgkinson, with his excellent kicking skills, gets Syracuse well into the Notre Dame half. So that's what we're going to see. Aggressive running from Notre Dame. We're going to see some kicking and some pressure defense from Syracuse. How does that all work? Line out steal from the Hammerheads. Putting the hammer down. Oh, but they lost it in contact. And there goes Sian Grendon, the flanker. But again, it's kind of sloppy passing. Good defense from Syracuse. Out it comes again, and put the boot to it. Graham chasing it down now, all the way down to the Syracuse try line. Got to run with it now. Problems. Walsh makes the tackle. Oh, Walsh is right there now trying to steal it. Everett Smith, he's in there, but it's lost again. Remember, it's been raining a couple of days now in Charlotte. It's not raining now, but the grass is wet. Kicked again. Down it goes. Hodgkinson, you wonder why. He's thinking maybe he might become a football punter. Quick line out. You see this game is just moving. Walsh. Walsh again. Breaks through. Breaks again. He's got Granton with him. Oh, everybody's so low in that ruck. Somebody was going to have to go down on the ground. And in the end, it was Jack Favor. And Favor was straight down on the ball. Penalty against Syracuse. And you see the danger now. Tommy Walsh broke 2 or 3 tackles and a lot of problems. He's a big boy, too. He had the support with him. They kick to touch. And that would be number 1, Alec Janotka. We saw a drop kicking prop in the previous game, which was UMass winning over North Carolina State. Now we see the punting prop from Notre Dame College, Janotka, the nursing student from Hudson, Ohio. And the throw in now, John Santiago will be throwing it in the lineout for Notre Dame College. But before we do that, in fact, Santiago, somebody's going to have to leave for a blood substitution. Referee says, I see somebody. Nope. Okay, we had the blood substitution sign, but really, actually, it's referee Henshall's mic is not working right, and they're going to have to fix it up there. So meanwhile, Syracuse, they defeated Fordham. They defeated Brockport by 64 points. They lost to Stony Brook, and then beat the Merchant Marine Academy, Binghamton by 51, and then Colgate, a ranked team that was also chasing to that number 2 spot in the Empire. They finished second in the Empire and then made the final against Stony Brook, which they won 32-28. They're the conference champions, but it's taken by Notre Dame College. Back to the action. The maul is working. The maul is going, and now breaking out. Huge tackle there from Alex Amico from Syracuse to stop something from happening. In fact, that was Jake Smith, not Amico. Number 7, not number 1, but a penalty against Syracuse. Quick tap. That's Spencer Duncan. And that's going to call back. I think that was going to be a forward pass. Forward pass. And so the quick tap from Corey Graham. And he passed off to Duncan, but it was a little bit forward. But again, look at all this pressure that Notre Dame is giving. Jake Smith put in a try-saving tackle for Syracuse. And we are taking a couple of minutes. The trainer was on the field, and she's going to be taking off one of the Syracuse players. I think that's Matt McGargy, right wing, coming off. And we are bringing on a sub. He's taking his own sweet time, and I think it's possibly a concussion check. The way she's looking at him now and looking into his eyes and moving her fingers around, we got a concussion check there. And then we have John Santiago going off for Notre Dame College. That may be a blood sub or a concussion check, one of those two.
All right, guys, here's your mark. Left foot, please. Left foot on the mark. Time on. Let's play.
Quick substitutions, both teams. I think they're both temporary.
Let's go.
Hopefully they're temporary.
Fine.
And back to the action now. Still 0-0. We're 9 minutes into this ACRC Bowl Series game brought to you by U Rugby. I'm Alex Goff from Goff Rugby Report. Next Level Rugby providing you with the stream and the ball out. And they're kicking downfield and again looking for territory and smartly kicking it into the stands is Syracuse. You kick it into the stands, you don't get the quick line out, and they do not want to give Notre Dame College that quick line out. I think that's Tony Williams, criminal justice, but now he's back off, And John Santiago, the Bronx New Yorker, who is
Stay right back, please.
majoring in intelligence, comes back on. Ready to do the throw. Up it goes. One. But bursting through comes Syracuse. They got it. Notre Dame has to secure that a little bit better. Vincent was just bottled up, but they do win it. Vincent now back up, ready to get that ball out. Graham waiting for it. Graham has it. He fakes it, goes through. They're waiting for him.
Hands out.
Taken out, but lost. Evan Bradshaw, he kind of wanted that ball, but he was ended up having to clear out. And that really was a little bit too fancy, and perhaps hands out might have been the call. With Ronell Reynolds, a really difficult to contain left wing out there, waiting for it. Scrum down to Syracuse now, still no score.
One. Set.
And the Hammerheads are hitting hard, and they know they have to. They're getting the ball out, nicely done. And that would be Daly. It's kicked ahead, the chase from Matt Holcraft, but the touchline wins that one. But Daly, he saw that his pass out to fly half Alex Hodgkinson was covered, and he just did a fake and ran, and then they were good. So nicely done by the scrum half. Syracuse now pressuring inside the Notre Dame College 22. Notre Dame has the throw into the line out. Santiago. Takes a while to get that ball in, but yes, it's won nicely. Vincent, oh, drop forward, spilled, and that's going to be a try. Try called. Referee Henshaw says that's good, and that was all about pressure defense. That is your Syracuse ball game right there. They kicked ahead even when they didn't have the throw in the line out. They trust their defense well. And I think that was Hodgkinson who got it and took it on. But for whoever scored it, and it was very quick on us, Hodgkinson will now attempt the conversion. It is 5-0 Syracuse. And that was just rushing up in defense. Graham looking at the defenders, not looking at the ball, spills it. And it's a try for the Hammerheads. Hodgkinson lines this one up. It's high. Very nice. One might even say a majestic kick. And 7-0, Syracuse leads. Well, there you go. Two very different styles, and we're going to see this all day long. They both hit very hard, but you see Notre Dame College wants to make something work in the scrum. Ball knocked forward, up in the air, so close to having it done. And the Falcons want to run with it. They want to fly with it. And a more stealthy approach by the Syracuse Hammerheads. They're going to kick. They're going to pressure. They're going to force mistakes. And they're going to play in the opposition end. Oddly, though, most of this game so far, first 14 minutes or so, have been played mostly in the Syracuse end of the field. They've just defended extremely well. And Hodgkinson, he can kick. And his ability to get 30, 40, 45 meters on a kick when most kickers might get 20 or 15, well, that's a big difference right there. Daly, he puts it in. Good win from the Hammerheads. Gets it out. Good hands from Hodgkinson. Out there to Surik. Surik wisely doesn't try to do too much with it.
Give me daylight, Tim.
Takes contact. It's out Hodgkinson picked it up, nothing going there, and he just booted it downfield. Well, they're happy to do that. Big chase from Jack Favor. Quick line out. I don't know if that was such a good idea, but one tackle broken, another tackle broken. That's Tupuola, and now they're moving it. The Falcons, hands, look at this. Look at this. Oh, 5-on-1. 5-on-1, and he didn't give it. And Matt McGargy of Syracuse is saying, thank you very much for cutting back into traffic because I had their entire back line to tackle. So decision making under pressure, decision making in a big game, it's always so important. And when you have people outside you, don't get too fancy, just pass it out. Seems like the right move. Notre Dame loses a prime attacking opportunity, and Syracuse now gets the scrum just inside the Notre Dame College.
Coach! Set!
Syracuse, good shove. Oh, it's wheeled around again, but this time, and they lost it. It's gone out to Walsh. Walsh is running. He's dancing around. Tackle, and then a pick and go. Spun out. And that was Reynolds making the first pass.
Step.
Again, Notre Dame has it. Again, they have numbers. Straight up the middle, though.
Roll away, three.
Nicely recycled. Oh, they have people on the left there. That's Janotka, the kicker and prop.
Straight to ground.
And Syracuse penalized for diving onto the ball. Notre Dame wants to go quickly, but kind of fumbled the ball there, so they decide not to.
Number 4, straight to ground.
Now what's the choice? They should probably call for a scrum here. It would be a great place to call for a scrum.
Well, which one is it?
And they're just, well, they're having a discussion about it now, and they do call for the scrum. Their scrum has been very, very solid.
Scrum down.
And exactly one of those situations where you see the difference between a club team and a varsity team. Club teams do, of course, get it together to own their own scrum machine, that kind of thing, but a varsity team much more likely to have one, much more likely because it's incumbent upon you to come to practice. That's part of what you're there for, that you're there, we have the full 8 practicing together. All those little things, those little moments of working together add up to minutes and hours of training. And you can see that here with this still young, developing Notre Dame College side. And their scrum looks very good. We'll see if they try to shove it or they just hold it so they can get a good attacking platform. Yeah, they shove a little bit. Now it wheels around. And a fake. Walsh. Oh, he's got so many people with him, but he doesn't give it. And that was really good. Up so quickly. Hodgkinson and Smith. And again, held up now. The ball comes out. Looking for it. Santiago, he wants it. Walsh pops it out. And that would be Beretka. Out we go again. That's Duncan. Once again, popped back inside to Walsh. Walsh going close to the line. Referee right there, he's got his eyes on. Trying to bash it into the try zone. Oh, spinning out of it, Walsh. Walsh was there as sort of right in the middle. And here's your big runner, and this one was just sort of stepping out of a tackle and in under the post. Tommy Walsh got involved there a couple of times, and that is a try for Notre Dame College. He points to the sky. And 7-5, so it is. Janotka ready to kick it, try to tie it up with this relatively easy conversion, but you never know. It's been taking his time to set it up, and he does have sort of a limit of time, so we'll see about that. Meanwhile, Syracuse under the posts, just talking about it right now, and it really came down to they've got to be careful. They can't just spill the ball. They can't give up those turnovers. The kick is good. It's 7-7. We have a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 20 minutes in exactly. 7-7 exactly. Well, we talk about the Notre Dame College speed, but really their forwards made that work. We saw Notre, we saw Santiago, we saw Duncan, Spencer Duncan, the South African from Johannesburg, sports administration major, all of those players getting involved. Up in the air goes John McDonald. He knocks it backwards, good enough to win it. Graham, he gets kind of under that, and they let it bounce. And we're calling that back. Referee says penalty, offside against Syracuse. It was a little bit odd that he didn't really call that back earlier, seeing as the kicking for territory, that's exactly what Notre Dame would have done otherwise. So penalty for the Falcons, and this time they're going to kick for touch.
Let's go, gents. Here's the mark. Let's go.
And they'll get the line out.
Right, let's go.
That's the advantage of getting the penalty. And so we see more players coming in. See Michael Engelbrecht from North Texas coming in. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. So.
Okay, what do you got?
All the teams that are playing tomorrow coming in to see what's going on Friday. It's great. And here at the Rugby Athletics Center, this third floor is pretty much full up now, up against the fence. And the bleachers have the fans coming in. We have players from teams from the same conference coming in to root on teams that were their rivals, and now they're brothers. Good throw in from Santiago. Once again, flying in comes Syracuse. And Shamel Vincent saw his life flash before his eyes, but he did rescue it. Taking in now Khalid Williams. Vincent, again he picks it up. Out we go now, Graham, Walsh, and that's Bradshaw. Bradshaw, he loses one, and he lost the ball forward. Walsh is ready to go and nab it, but that was lost forward. And Evan Bradshaw, who's a freshman out of Raleigh, North Carolina, he's a local boy.
Lost it forward.
And boy, can he break it loose. Got to hold on to it, though, and it is damp. Remember, this field is damp, a little bit dewy, a little bit chilly now. Just have to be a little bit more careful because of that. So, scrum to Syracuse here. We're tied up 7-7. 17 minutes left here in the first half of this ACRC Bowl Series second game. If you missed the first one, that was 41-10. UMass over NC State. I know, kind of surprising, but UMass played a terrific game. Penalty against Syracuse in this one.
8 and 7, you're pulling it around.
Pulling. So Notre Dame College has been getting the wheel, but you can only get the wheel by force of push. You can't get the wheel from pulling at the opposing prop, and that's what the penalty was for. Throw in for Syracuse, number 8, Angus Bishop, the captain. Is the guy I've been interviewing most of the time talking about this team for Golf Rugby Report. His throw is good, sails away a little bit. Nobody caught it, but Syracuse won it. Hodgkinson looking for someone to work with, and we come back, and now the call is not straight. And that one was a little bit weird. You know, that looked like it was down the middle. And oddly, if it was not straight, it was not straight in favor of Notre Dame. And we'll go back and we'll get a scrum for Notre Dame College.
What do we like to do? Scrum, boys.
Coach!
Seconds.
Point!
So Syracuse,
Set.
I think they were 1-5 last year. They felt that they were much better than that. They proved that this year.
Use it.
Good scrum win from Notre Dame. Graham now has it. And now we're going to go further outside. We're going to use Walsh. They want to use Walsh a lot, it seems.
Release.
Oh, slow recycle, though. They're not keeping it in contact. Syracuse had it, dropped it at the base of the ruck. Frustration. Bishop should have kept it.
What do you mean? You think I didn't see that one? Yeah, sure, no worries, yeah? Yeah.
And so Angus Bishop looking around, looking for someone to pass to, and forgot that you got to pick up that ball first. So a little bit frustrated with himself because it gives the ball back to Notre Dame. And knock-ons are not going to be Syracuse's friends. Notre Dame has a slightly stronger scrum, although that's a nice shove from Syracuse. Out we come now to Graham, to Bradshaw. And Thomas trying to feed out to Walsh. Walsh is in trouble. McGargy in there, in on that tackle, as is Surik, Evan Surik from Syracuse. Still Notre Dame keeps it. Oh, charge down. And again, you see the pressure. They want to come up so quickly. Number 2, Greg Fligor for Syracuse, charged that down. And had that ball not slid into touch, maybe he would have been able to tow it ahead, cause some damage. Still, though, remember, Syracuse scored their first try from a turnover after a lineout just about in this position. The steal, the ball bounces around. Who's lost it? Who's got it? There's a knock on by Notre Dame, I think, and I think we're going to see that call, yes. Knock forward by the Falcons, and that's exactly what Syracuse wants now. They've got a good attacking position. Scrum inside the Notre Dame College 22. Let's see what they can do with it. Surik, Dallas Haskins, those two in the midfield, talking to Alex Hodgkinson.
Coach! Boy! Set!
And it's put in now from Daly. Oh, the big shove. The ball comes out the side, and it's won by Notre Dame. Bradshaw went forward. He immediately saw Everett Smith had taken it. He was there again. There's Smith again.
Roll away!
Very active number 7 is Everett Smith. The ball is brought out. They're moving it. Yanotka.
Roll away!
And up again, out it goes. Poor pass, kicked ahead by Thomas. And Reynolds chasing after it, but really not much of there. And Notre Dame could have done an awful lot more with that ball. They had so much go forward, but the passing not quite there. We would have liked to have seen a little bit better skill set from them. So now it remains 7-7. You see the set piece in the opposing 22, not quite firing for either team at the moment. A lovely evening here at the Rugby Athletics Center. A very nice back and forth game. And the maul gets put into touch. And you know, we've had a lot of rain on this field the last couple of days, and it's a little bit muddy, but not terribly so. We're going to see how it holds up. 9 full games this weekend. We are in game number 2.
Clean it up here, yeah?
And a big throw, Santiago, tap back. And nicely gathered in by Smith. Having a very nice game is Everett Smith.
Release!
Oh, went so far.
Roll away, please.
And a penalty. Falcons.
Number 4, you need to roll away, please. Get out.
I think they're going to kick for touch on this one. But Everett Smith
4, you're not rolling
blew
away.
right through one tackler
Hold on, wait for him
and
to play.
forced 2 or 3 others to come and get him. He didn't make touch. It's really criminal on a penalty not to make touch. Hodgkinson, kaboom, all the way down. Where's the chase? Not really much of a chase, but that was a fantastic kick. See what they can do with it now, can the Falcons. And that is Tupola. And there's Walsh, the try scorer, puts on the sidestep. He looks for support. He's still running. They try to get him. They can't get him. Tommy Walsh, he scored a try that was about 2 steps and then he was over, and this one was a couple of side steps, a little bit fake, and he was through. Fantastic pace. And you saw also he was looking for Tupuola, trying to use his support, but he didn't need it. Walsh, second try of the day, and that's 12-7. Notre Dame leads. Yanotka lining up another fairly easy kick. But you can see now the danger of the Falcons when they get the ball in a little bit of space. The kick is good, 14-7. Notre Dame College leads. And here we are at the Rugby Athletic Center in Charlotte, North Carolina, ACRC Bowl Series, brought to you by U Rugby. Next Level Rugby is hosting it. I'm Alex Goff from Goff Rugby Report. Yes, we all work together because we all like each other. Once again, the ball goes to ground, and once again, Notre Dame College manages to win it anyway. That is John McDonald pushing through, sophomore from Hartville, Ohio. Graham, he's going to kick it downfield. Not sure why he wants to do that. McGargy, he's got it. He's got some help with him. Does he? Well, I don't know. No one's there with him. Finally, so slow, but Syracuse gets there. They got something going on this weak side. Now they have numbers, but they don't have the ball. Spilled it forward. Santiago can't get the handle on it and will take the first knock on. And a scrum down to Notre Dame. And really Syracuse has to keep that ball. There's urgency there with the Syracuse attack, and really there doesn't need to be. They're only down by a try. Don't have to rush it. They have to play their game. Notre Dame College quite happy to scrum down. Their scrum is looking very good. That engine room, Spencer Duncan, the South African, John McDonald, the Ohioan, they're shoving well. Khalid Williams, John Santiago, and Alex Yanotka up front. Vincent gets it out to Graham. Graham still has it. Graham using his dummy runners. He's still going. Now he pops it out. And that's Rodney Thomas. He's in at the corner, but they've taken him into touch, and he doesn't quite make it. And some might argue that was a little bit of shepherding on that second dummy runner. But fly half Corey Graham out of Charlotte, North Carolina, criminal justice major, local boy. Boy, he can run. Line out for Syracuse. They need to win this one. Notre Dame could really just snag a soft try. I know they've snagged that ball, that's for sure. Graham now, he's got it. Sends it out to Thomas. Thomas to Walsh. Remember Walsh? Remember all those tries? Could he get his third? Taken down just short of the line. Pick and go. Falcons still pushing. And no, knock forward. It'll be a scrum to Syracuse. And once again, the Hammerheads are surviving. Barely hanging on. Impressive stuff on the defensive end from Syracuse. It's the turnovers that are killing them and Notre Dame's pace that's killing them.
Coach! Fine! Set! Yes.
So John Daly puts the ball in for Syracuse. Hodgkinson waiting for it. Doesn't have much room. A slow pass, but no problem. He gets it up there. That is a very high, easy kick for Tupuola to take. Walsh is going to break through. Taken down very nicely by Dallas Haskins. And in fact, penalty against Notre Dame, holding on. So Walsh was held in the tackle and didn't give the ball up. He tried to get back up. Hodgkinson now can relieve some of that pressure. Just under 5 minutes left in this first half. 14-7, Notre Dame College leads. It's been pretty back and forth. And really, though, Syracuse has had some dicey moments in their own 22. And as we see, as they line up for this line out, Ethan Pileshi, it looks like the fullback for Syracuse, limping around. He's not a happy man. Something is bothering him. Might just be sort of a Charlie horse. He's trying to walk it off. Syracuse has won that line out, though. And they've got to work it through the forwards. This is where they've run into some problems, but here they get a penalty. Once again, I think they're going to just, they're going to go for posts. And a very smart, patient move here. Hodgkinson can kick very well. This is still the first half. It's only a 7-point game. Get some points. And the Englishman will line it up. He scored the try when pressure defense forced Graham to drop the ball, and Hodgkinson scooped it up and scored, then kicked the conversion. Notre Dame College came back with Tommy Walsh finishing off a series of forward surges. The wing just got a little short pass, stepped out of a tackle, and he was in. And then a very long run from Walsh was the second try. The kick is up and off to the right. Enough distance, but not enough direction. Stays 14-7. So Notre Dame College will kick the 22 dropout here.
No delay. Let's go.
And they'll take their time doing it. We're nearing the end of the first half. Graham, a high kick. And Bishop has gathered it nicely. It's still loose, though. Syracuse has it.
Straight down, play on.
So
hands out!
So sloppy with the ball, everybody. They have to be a little bit more careful, but the ruck is won. Hammerheads have it.
Roll away!
Now they try to work the forwards.
Step! 7, step!
Back we go. Hodgkinson trying to kick low. It's blocked. It's up in the air. Blocked kick up in the air. Everybody's onside, so we're good there. Syracuse keeps it. Smart move from Hammerheads. Penalty against Notre Dame College. I think coming in from the side or not rolling away, offside. There were all kinds of gestures from referee Henshaw, and finally he said offside. Pretty much the same thing as coming in from the side in some way. Alex Hodgkinson points to the post and said, I'm going to try it again. Remember also, you know, the weather has its own effect on these goal kicks. It's a little bit chilly, a little bit wet. Sometimes those ball doesn't fly off the tee the way it does on a hot, dry day. Might be wishing that it was the afternoon, not the evening here in Charlotte. The kick's up. And wide to the right again. Didn't follow through. So he's got a little bit of a slice on his shot now, Hodgkinson. A little bit frustrated, I'm sure, on that one. Graham's going to drop kick. Another high one. Syracuse under it.
Get away, White.
And now they're going to work it. Nicely done with Surik.
Lost feet.
Once again, Hodgkinson looking to use somebody.
Roll away. No hands.
Syracuse wins it again. Good recycle. Amico.
Step. Step.
Bishop picks it up, passes it out. Hodgkinson. Oh, and up so quickly, and too quickly, says the referee. And the Notre Dame College defense is offside. Now we're going to have a little bit of a chat with captain and say, let's stay on side. Too many penalties now. So a little bit of a warning, and Spencer Duncan goes back and talks with his forwards. And again, Hodgkinson will point to the posts. It was a smart move each time. And while there have been misses, they've been able to stay in the Notre Dame College half. They've been making the Falcons play defense. And that's all part of their game plan. Hodgkinson now with the attempt. Kick is up. And it's good. He struck that with a little bit more confidence this time, and that will end the half. 14-10. Notre Dame College leads Syracuse. This is Alex Goff from Goff Rugby Report. You want to check out our reports on not only the ACRC Bowl Series, but the men's and women's playoffs throughout the weekend. And here we are at the Rugby Athletic Center. It's been really nice to see all the different teams come in, check out the action. Cincinnati Bearcats, I see North Texas Mean Green, saw AIC coming in and cheering on their fellow conference mates in UMass. UMass won 41-10, and that was a heck of a game with Joe Hastry having a fantastic game. 3 tries for the Minutemen.
In my mind, it was over. And you both paused and I was like, oh, they're doing it to me.
Notre Dame College now 2 tries, one sort of a more of a phased situation. One of them more of a breakaway.
Very good work. When they're under pressure.
But the first try came from Syracuse. Alex Hodgkinson has accounted for all their points with a try, a conversion, and a penalty. He missed 2 penalty attempts, but that just kept the pressure up. Finished up the half with a penalty. Remember, you can check out urugby.com as well for live blogging on this. And coming up after this one, here we are at halftime of the Notre Dame College against Syracuse game, the final game of tonight. And boy, this is going to be a great one. It is Boston College versus Alabama. BC defeated Dartmouth, Albany, Northeastern, Middlebury, and those last 3 games were all shutouts. They beat New England College. Then they beat UMass 39-20. Defeated Fairfield, UConn, and then that put them into the final game of the season against AIC. The winner would have won the conference. AIC won that 50-7. It shows you how good AIC is. Why Golf Rugby Report has them ranked number 1 for the fall. But Boston College, they're not bad either. And in fact, the Eagles for the fall are ranked 21. BC faces off with Alabama. Alabama swept their half of the SCRC conference, and that put them in the semifinals where they played South Carolina. They lost 34-27 in that game. They're ranked number 24. But the Crimson Tide really should not be disappointed with that. They've had a fantastic season. They made the final of the SCRC last year. They were a bit of a surprise team, beating Tennessee. And Alabama, Tennessee, and South Carolina are all here this weekend. Alabama, Boston College will be coming up in about an hour. So we're nicely on time in these games so far. which is a testament partly because we've been a little bit lucky with stoppages and partly because the referees have done what they've been asked to do and get the games going on time, and that's a testament to their organizational skills. So watch out for BC versus Alabama coming up. Right now we have Notre Dame College Falcons in blue leading Syracuse in orange and blue, and it is 14-10. Notre Dame College leads. This is Alex Goff from Goff Rugby Report here at the ACRC Bowl Series. And tomorrow, we're going to have 6 more games for you.
All right, you guys ready, Blue? It's a nice gig you got on the head there.
We actually have 7 because Iona plays
Go.
Delaware in a different live feed at the Ice Bucket Challenge Bowl out of New Rochelle, New York, but 6 games here from Charlotte. And we are underway for the second half. Notre Dame wins that restart. Working the forwards a little bit now.
All right, step, please.
So active at the base of that ruck is Shamel Vincent, Bronx, New York, sophomore. Well, they're just taking it a little bit more calmly now, Falcons. Let's use those forwards. Let's make those big guys tackle us. It's probably what Coach Jason Fox talked about.
Let's go.
So yes, let's just pick and go. And out it comes now. Oh, and off the shoulder of young Evan Bradshaw. It's down to Syracuse now. You got to watch out for that now as Holcraft, he slips over. Daly has it now. They're just way too slow, way too worried. But he doesn't knock it on. They do lose it, and Notre Dame gets it back. Kick downfield by Graham. Nobody claims it. Nicely gathered there by Voorhees. Wide pass, a bit of a hospital pass. Oh, it's a fire drill now.
Step.
Syracuse players now somehow managed to win this.
If I say step,
But we are calling a penalty offside by Notre Dame College coming in from the side. And Syracuse will be able to get out of this, but really not taking care of the ball. And one of the things about rugby, you really don't want to pass to someone if they're in a worse position than you. You may be about to be tackled, but if the other guy has a defender right on him, that's not doing anybody any favors. And, you know, that guy's not going to want to give you a ride to the airport if you do that to him and give him that kind of pass when he gets himself rocked down into the ground. Nice take from Syracuse forwards. They've won that line out. They've gone forward with it. Organized it very nicely. Hodgkinson right into the corner. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. May I have another? That's exactly what they want. Voorhees is there on the chase, making sure nothing else happens. And that is your Syracuse game plan in a nutshell. Santiago now getting ready for the line-out throw for Notre Dame.
Yep, go.
He's had a couple of wonky throws, but they win that one. They don't win that one at the front. It went right for where he wanted it to, but it was disrupted beautifully. I think that was number 5, Andrew Birdsall for Syracuse. Ball comes loose,
First one,
but it's knocked forward by Notre Dame. So that moment of glory Khalid Williams thought he had with the fly hack and maybe to go 80 meters as a prop, that didn't happen. And it'll be a scrum. You see referee Henshaw move the players to scrum at the 15-meter dotted line. That's 15 meters in from the sideline, trying to find a little bit better ground to scrum on. And it'll be a scrum down for Syracuse. They've had some trouble keeping this solid. They need to keep this solid if they want to get a good attack off. Daly's going to put it in. Is he going to go around the weak side? What has Bishop got planned? But no, they're just going backwards, and that was a knock-on by Daly, but it's a function of the fact that the scrum is coming right down on his head while he's trying to get the ball out. And Notre Dame just has a stronger shove at the moment. When you get that momentum going, it's kind of hard to stop with the slidey fields. It's getting a little bit browner, a little bit muddier as this game wears on. Still a nice tight one. This is a game we thought would be close. 14-10, Notre Dame College leads, and you know they can break one off at any moment. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle it. Oh, there's the pickup, and that's Barelka.
Release.
Good pass out, and that was well taken by Thomas. And there's the break, and there's Tupuola, and that's what they can do right there.
Try Notre Dame.
Cullen Barelka picked it up.
Made me work.
He made the surge from that 8-man pick. He sent it out. Thomas, again, goes through the line, powers down. They get the ball out to Tupuola. We know that he is dangerous. We know that he's a talent. We haven't really seen him so far. And then they send him right up the middle. And Marcus Tupuola, who the junior from Carson, California, the mathematics major, can put up some nice numbers when you talk about speed as well. And in for the try, 19-10, and the third straight try for Notre Dame College that has gone in under the posts. And kicker and prop forward, Alex Janotka, has said, you know, this is great. My kicking stats are going to be awesome because I just kick from in front of the post. I'm sure he can kick the difficult ones as well. Kick is up, and it's through. 21-10, Notre Dame leads, and that was just punishing. All came from, you had a scrum that Syracuse had in an attacking position with a large weak side, everything set up so that the Hammerheads could do something with it, but then the knock-on because of the good shove from Notre Dame. They win that scrum, 8-man pick, center crash, fullback inserts. Ball pops off Williams' shoulder there on the restart, so the ball is knocked forward, and the Notre Dame player who caught it was in an offside position. So that's a penalty against Notre Dame right off that restart. Syracuse now has a chance to do something with that, and they're going to kick for touch. Take the line out.
When you get those kicks, go to the corner. You can always
Have to say I'm impressed with both of these teams. They're sticking to their game plan, which is important. You know, you get under a lot of pressure, and this kind of game can provide pressure too. You know, it's like webcast live. We're at this beautiful stadium in front of people. Everybody knows about it. It's a bowl game. It's sort of the culmination of your fall. All these different factors involved. You just can make a young person just sort of break away from what they're supposed to be doing. And so, the drive by Syracuse, diving over onto the ball is Notre Dame. It's another penalty. What are they going to do with it? And I think Hodgkinson is going to kick it to touch again. Now remember, this is, for those of you who are my age, you might remember that it used to be that you could set up a line out right almost on the try line. If you kicked the ball into touch and it went out a meter from the try line, you had a line out a meter from the try line. We don't do that anymore. We put it back to 5 meters. I'm not quite sure why we do that, but that's the way it's done. Throw is not good. It's overthrown and a little bit to the Notre Dame side. Falcons have it, I think. And in the end, though, holding on, we've got a penalty, and I think referee Henshaw is going to reach into his pocket. He
come to me.
We're going to have a discussion. Yes, we've got a yellow card, cynical foul, right on your number 7, Everett Smith. And really just there holding on to the ball. They'd won it, but then he held on to it. And a kick out wide. Voorhees somehow gathers it. He knocks it on. That was a poor choice of play, poorly executed as they tapped it and then kicked wide. If you're going to do that, well, you need it to go forward. It went backwards. It was problems. Rushing. Syracuse had it. They had the pressure on. They really didn't need at that point to kick it, and they might have done well to actually call for the scrum. Scrum instead for Notre Dame.
Coach! Line! Set!
Notre Dame was 7 men in the pack because Smith is on the sidelines. Ball wheeled around. Really good work from Jake Smith.
No, he's good.
Syracuse has won that. And no, they haven't. No, they haven't. He's going to come out the Notre Dame side. And the pick and jam, they're trying to get a little bit more space to kick it out. But the lineup of the backs, it doesn't look like Notre Dame is thinking kick at all. But now we have a knock forward. And good defense from Syracuse. I think they knew they weren't going to kick it.
Are you all right? No cons. Orange ball.
And so now, this is an excellent attacking position for Syracuse. One less player in the scrum for Notre Dame.
Coach! Boy!
Unless they add one of their backs.
Set!
Daly comes around the back. What's going on? It came out the side. Picked up by number 6, Favor. And now we got Hodgkinson trying to get it to Bishop. And again, going straight, high tackle against Notre Dame. They're getting in trouble now. A lot of penalty issues. And Hodgkinson points to the posts.
You got to hold your body weight up, number 10.
Says,
you got to hold your
I'm
body
gonna
weight
go.
up. You're off your body weight, yeah?
Not sure if that is quite the right move, considering they have to score twice right now to get ahead. And if they kick this, they still have to score twice. But the kick is over. 21-13 now. Syracuse still with the man advantage because of the yellow card. And that kick went over the fence that keeps the balls on the field. Fortunately, we have extra.
You got to hold up your body weight. Unlucky.
Error by Corey Graham. Syracuse, another shot now. Scrum center, even if your scrum is struggling a little bit, scrum center is a big deal. So Syracuse has Evan Surik and Pat Voorhees on the right side with the fullback, Ethan Pileshi, sort of hiding behind them. Got the rest of the backs on the other side. And here, penalty against Notre Dame. I think they sort of dismantled from that scrum. And Hodgkinson kicks downfield, and he is going to kick it through the dead ball line. Rushed it. He rushed it, and in fact, he kicked from not anywhere near the mark, but rushed it anyway. And so that will be a scrum back where they kicked from. And once again, a little bit of youthful exuberance. And I would say that his kicking skills and field generalship has been strong for Alex Hodgkinson, but a couple of times he's rushed penalty decisions that he doesn't need to make.
You guys have got to push it straight. You two are pulling it around, okay? He's pivoting nicely on him, and you guys are pulling it. Don't do that. Push straight.
So it'll be a scrum to Notre Dame, and they'll take their time getting this down.
Bind!
They want Everett Smith back on the field.
Yep, go.
Now they win it. Bad pass. Nicely rescued by Graham. Caught. Hodgkinson looking for some help. Well done by the fly half. It comes back now for Syracuse. In goes Favor.
Step.
And we have a little bit of chatting between Favor and Bradshaw, but nothing comes of it. Hodgkinson now looking for some help, looking for Smith to help him. Once again, they recycle. Hodgkinson again. The kick ahead. Nobody's home. Who's going to get there? Voorhees chases it, and the kick goes straight out. And if that had stayed in field, that would have been all kinds of problems for the Falcons because there was no one in the back there.
Yeah, I was in line. I thought it was going to be good enough, yeah?
Again, the little elements of execution are just causing them issues.
I'll check in a minute.
Ball won by Notre Dame. Problems every single time he gets it, but not rolling away. Meanwhile, Everett Smith is standing on the sideline just waiting to be called back onto the field. He has not been called back yet. He's looking very impatient, but the referee not having any of it. Janetka into touch. Makes about 9 meters, but it's a line out for Notre Dame now. Nicely won. And for once they get something going out there. Beretka. Oh, he's tough to bring down. Powerful runner. Set up that last try with an 8-man pick. The fake and go, Corey Graham. Ball slow coming out. A boot in there from, I think it was Bishop. It might have been from Favor, and that is actually, should have been a penalty. And the assistant referee saw it, and we will probably get this call back for a penalty against Syracuse for kicking the ball out of the scrum half's hands, which is a no-y. Don't do that. And you might think that that's not a big deal, but first of all, it's just kind of uncool, but I've actually seen that break a hand, so it's dangerous play. And then referee game.
6, kicking the ball out. It's called by the touch judge. Off you go, off you go, off you go.
Just,
I'll have a look for you, yeah?
I think the argument there was that maybe the scrum half was part of the ruck, and they're saying, no, you still don't kick the ball out of someone's hands like that. So,
90 seconds.
Really, this yellow card period for Syracuse has not been their most shining moment. They've gotten 3 points out of it. 3 points they probably should not have opted for and probably should have kept the pressure up to get that try. They weren't able to execute.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
And their backline play has not been stellar. And a couple of mistakes on the kicks too. Notre Dame now, and once again, coming straight through on poor Shamel Vincent. What is he supposed to do when nobody helps him out that way?
Roll away, 4.
And once again, it was Bishop coming through. Ball loose, taken over. Hodgkinson passed to someone. The problem was he passed to Khalid Williams. The guy's not on his team.
hands!
Back to Notre Dame it goes. Grandin lost it. Kicked ahead now. There's the chase. Voorhees wants to get to it, and it's out on the full. And so that will once again be a line out for Notre Dame back where the ball was kicked.
The bin can come back in.
And now the sin bin is done. Everett Smith gets to come back
There's the
on.
mark. You can line up in the meantime. Come to me. Captain, bring him to me, please.
And while that happens, we also see John McDonald coming off, subbed off, the second row forward,
Hold the ball, please.
and coming on. I believe that is Martez Turner,
Couple of
Cleveland,
offsides here,
Ohio
couple of
native,
offsides
coming
here,
in
including
to
Prince.
sub in the
You're on the
second
yellow
row.
card, so you gotta keep it tight, you right? Thank you. Time on. That was before, that's why.
And so now we're midway through the second half, still anybody's game, 21-13. And a very, very not straight throw. And just all kinds of combobulation. And the ball will go to Syracuse. And so the Hammerheads get a shot here. Again, they've been having trouble with their scrum, but we'll see what happens with the substitution in the second row for Notre Dame. I'm guessing it's not going to make much difference. I think Notre Dame is still going to be stronger. The issue for Notre Dame is they can't get too much about it. If they wheel it illegally, that's when they come into problems. Oh, very good shove, but they get it out now. Hodgkinson looking to use somebody. Nailed as he sends the ball out wide. The pass doesn't make it.
Hold on one second.
McGargy
Did you see
can't
foul play?
reach it because he's not 7 feet tall,
Did you see-
and
did you
Hodgkinson
see
is hit
what the number
late.
was for the hit?
The question is, how late?
Okay. I didn't see the number, but it's certainly a late hit, okay? Back up.
And the assistant referee
Blue
says
12,
that was a
blue
late
12,
hit.
talk to him.
In his
I didn't see
opinion,
the
referee
number, I was
Henshaw
trying to
says
clarify.
okay, penalty
Back up.
to Syracuse. And so still we need to see some execution in the back line from Syracuse. We need to see them use those penalties the way they want. An excellent kick from Hodgkinson gets his team down from about 8 meters outside his 22 to about 2 meters, maybe 4 meters outside the opposition 22. And now a win on this line out, perhaps a try, even a penalty, and we've got a one-score game. So a big defensive stand needed here for Notre Dame. Here we are, ACRC Bowl Series Game 2. Game 1, UMass defeated NC State 41-10. Here we've got Syracuse against Notre Dame College 21-13. And they needed that line out, did Syracuse. And that one wasn't straight. It wasn't even close to straight. So it'll be a turnover and Notre Dame. Now, here we go with what Notre Dame College can do. Cullen Beredka, their sophomore number 8, he can go. And with the solidity they have in the scrum, yeah, I think that he's going to do something there. And I think Tommy Walsh says, go and give me the ball. Well, everyone was thinking of it. Favor took him down.
No hands.
They're still going now. Falcons have it.
Come on. Step back, 19. Step back, step back.
Picking it up and going again. Very methodical. See how quickly Syracuse is trying to come up. Oh, they're offside. Hodgkinson was 1.5 miles offside, but not really involved in the play. So play continues. Some big hits from the Syracuse players. That's the way they want to do it, and they're right on top of that ball. And they force a penalty in from the side, forcing a Notre Dame College player to come in and try and seal that thing off. And so another penalty. Kick to the corner. Perfect kick from Hodgkinson. And so back we are again. Same deal as we were, only a little bit more worrisome for Notre Dame. An attacking line out for Syracuse.
I'm going to the back. So if the
Last
scored
time
here,
it was
so
a not straight. They were in this position a few minutes ago, and it was an overthrow. So what can they do now? They've got to get it right. They've got that one. Setting up the maul.
No hands wide.
Notre Dame does well to sack that maul.
Release.
That was Zurich taken down. Advantage to Syracuse. Now they're moving it. Can they move it one more? Everybody's up so quickly. But penalty.
Number 18. Number 18.
So this would be the time where
No
maybe
rep
going for
tackle,
goal.
you
We've
all.
got another yellow card. This time,
Just going back here.
just repeated offenses.
I'll give you a mark.
And we'll see where the penalty is to see if whether they want to kick for it.
Here's your mark. Here we go.
Syracuse has gone for posts 4 times so far. Hodgkinson is 2 for 2. He missed 2 long-range kicks.
Yeah, you're gonna play.
And here, they might just want to tap it and run. No, they're going to look for take the line out. The kick,
Yeah, that's 5. Sorry, Nigel, did you have something?
good touch finder from Hodgkinson. So once again with the line out. Once again, they want to set up the maul. But remember the laws about the maul. You're not allowed to collapse a maul, but it's not a maul if there's only one person defending it. Then it's just a bunch of guys leaning up against a tackler. You can then tackle that. Beautifully taken, beautifully dropped out.
Run away, blue!
Instead of going
7
with the
out.
maul, they went for a line-out move. Pick and go. They're driving again. So close, so on the line. Falcons trying to set up that wall. Once again, Syracuse picks and goes. There they are. It's over.
Back up.
And that is a try for Syracuse. That is a huge try for them. They make it 21-18. They make it a 3-point game before the kick comes. I didn't see who got it, but it was a series of pick and drives, and it all started from the realization that if Notre Dame College was going to sack that maul, that they're going to have to do something different and go with just rushing their big guys right against the line. Finally, they execute something after all those penalties. And now it's 21-18. Well, we knew this was going to be a close one. We really did. It's exactly the way it's gone. Syracuse trying to kick for territory and push it in. Hodgkinson's kick from out wide. It's up. Looks pretty good. And no, just pulled it a little bit to the left. 21-18 at 13 minutes or so to go. And so here we are at the Rugby Athletic Center.
Discipline, guys. Discipline. Hey, speak to the boys. Discipline. That's all we need, eh?
At the ACRC Bowl Series, this is the second game of 9 that we'll see in Charlotte, 1 more in New Rochelle, New York. The Ice Bucket Bowl, the Ice Bucket Challenge Bowl. And then, as we restart it, Syracuse drops it, and that'll be a scrum for Notre Dame. And that's one of those things, you know, you work so hard to get some momentum, get some points, and then you give something away like that. And certainly you wanted to run onto it, grab it, and go, but it didn't happen.
Captain, nice and straight, eh? Nice and straight.
And I will say, I know we're in the South. It's chilly here in Charlotte. And if you haven't touched the ball in a while, as I put my gloves on, if you haven't touched the ball in a while, then maybe your hands aren't quite so sure.
Use it.
Ball comes out. Notre Dame backs to Puola.
Release, release, roll away.
Looking to use it. Oh, they've won that relatively quickly, but there's nobody there. Oh, big hit.
Roll away.
Smith clearing out. Back again it comes. Graham looking to use Janetka, the kicker and the runner and the powerful man.
Roll away, 10, get out.
He gets going much better from Notre Dame, much cleaner. Santiago, oh, he's taken down nicely. Once again, a pick and go. This is a little bit too upright, but here we are. And there we go, stay low. On his knees, driving to the line. He thinks he's got it over. Referee says no, back it comes. There we go with Walsh. Tommy Walsh spins it out. Reynolds And Rennell Reynolds comes in, and that, my friends, is how you score a try when you are close to the line, is you get down on the ground, you get as low as possible, and you slide over. They can't hold you up that way, and that is a fantastic answer by the Falcons. Having absorbed all that pressure, they're still down a man through the yellow card, and they come back and just punish to get that one over.
All right, let's go. Come on.
So Janetka finally gets to attempt a penalty that is, a conversion that is not in front of the posts. It's a little bit to the side. And he boots that one a little bit to the left. So that one misses. 26-18. So, critical part of that is that Notre Dame is now ahead by 2 scores once again. Just about 10 minutes to go. This game is coming down to the wire. Nice high kick. Not gathered. Janetka, though, he's got it. He can do it all. Notre Dame wins that. Nicely done. Just held on to. And the kick, Graham kicking it downfield. McGargy looking for someone. Yep, they've got it. All alone, though. And now working it. And that would be Surik and Haskins trying to get something going. But they really didn't have much of an answer. Not a lot of speed in that back line. And now you see what the pressure does. Notre Dame, well, they took it. And then it was a pass behind, and it was knocked forward. And so that'll be a scrum to Syracuse. But really that kick to the Syracuse back line, they had numbers, they had the entire thing formulated, and they just didn't have the ability to cut through and do anything, so they didn't try.
Coach, point, set.
Daly gets it in. Big shove, though, the loose ball. All kinds of problems again. Favor tries to rescue it, but he doesn't. And picked up and over goes Cyan Grendon. And Cyan Grendon scores a try for Notre Dame College. And that was all about the scrum. That was all about their power. And maybe it didn't. Everyone talks about their backs. I know I talk about their back line, their ability to run. But the power up front by this tight 5 from Notre Dame College, very, very impressive. Janotka, Santiago, Williams, Duncan, McDonald. Duncan's gone off as a sub, but those guys have really risen to the occasion, 31-18, and I think it's going to be a tough end for Syracuse. Their ability to score quickly is in question. And Janotka going in to attempt his 5th conversion. That one is up and right down the middle. Nicely done, 33-18, and just like that, the Falcons lead 15 points. And Syracuse is going to have to score 3 times in the next 7 minutes. I don't think they can do it. They've been too slow to get the ball over. They have not taken advantage of their best scoring opportunities. Hodgkinson has accounted for 13 of their points, but he's also made a couple of errors on his kicks and kicking the ball dead, and a couple of quick penalties that he opted to take, and that's not helped. The scrum, all kinds of issues for Syracuse there. Notre going through, oh, look at him dragging, literally dragging someone.
Get out, get out.
Along the ground. And Notre Dame College quite happy now. They're just going to run the phases. That's what they got to do. Or maybe they're going to just break one loose. Trying to get Bradshaw to go somewhere, but Bradshaw, he's been bottled up pretty nicely. Out we go again, looking for the forwards. Lost, picked up.
Roll away.
Syracuse has it. Penalty.
Roll out, please.
Penalty for Syracuse. We're tapping and running.
Back up.
There we go. Daly drops to the Hodgkinson. He's got some help. Voorhees has it now. And Voorhees is put into touch. And Syracuse is saying, well, they didn't retreat 10, sir. And the referee is saying, but you ran into them on purpose, sir. So it doesn't really count that way. And we're going to go with the line out.
Ben can come back.
And the yellow card is done. And Notre Dame did just fine with that yellow card, but will now ring the changes.
Very simple. You have to wrap the tackle.
Looks like Falcons will be ending their fall with a very nice 7-3 record.
Time on.
And if they want to prove to USA Rugby that they're good enough to be invited in as an at-large participant in the D1 AA playoffs, beating a conference champion like Syracuse goes a very long way to doing that. Syracuse has had a great season in the Empire. As we said, that they dominated many of their games, and the one team that beat them, they beat them back. Free kick for Syracuse. Off they go. Hodgkinson popping back inside to Bishop. The two overseas kids trying to make something happen. Back again.
Roll away, Blue.
Looking for Orderica. And the ball knocked forward. Again, a turnover, almost nabbed by Notre Dame, but every little whistle now Notre Dame's favor, because the time is just frittering away. 3 minutes and about 40 seconds, give or take.
Crouch! What do you like to do? Bind! Set!
Scrum for Syracuse. They've had so many of these, and yet they've struggled to win them. This one going out, Hodgkinson, he's got out, and there we run a play that works just like it was drawn up on the chalkboard. Ethan Pileshi, the fullback who had been limping earlier and looked like he was down, circles around. Voorhees is the dummy runner, and Hodgkinson hits him with a perfect pass and a try, and a very nice try it was. Makes it 33-23. How much time we have, I don't know, but a successful conversion here will make it 33-25. 8 points adrift if they get it, and 8 points. Remember, this isn't football. Can't go for an extra point, on an added point on the conversion, so 8 points will be 1 point too far away. The kick is up. Curling, not quite. And I think he expected the wind to bring it in, but it didn't. 33-23. And so Syracuse now wants to score 2 tries in about 2 minutes. Remember, the referee is the sole judge of time. So if we get down to 0 and they're still playing, they're still playing. Nothing wrong with that. And a deep kick, smart move from Notre Dame. Now Syracuse has got to do something with it. They can't just dally around. Hodgkinson makes several miss. Nicely done.
Out.
Daly digs for it, looking for some help. Again, we're going out to Magarji. And it looks like he's got Smith with him.
Back, step.
Hands now. Syracuse, again we're going. The try scorer, Paleshi.
Release.
Oh, he's made some ground. Coming in from the side, it looked like Notre Dame, but they'd already poached it. That was a great poach from the fly half, Corey Graham. And the box kick. Paleshi with it now. He's going. They've got to go. Magarji, he's got it now. Taken down hard.
No hands. Step.
Daly looking to dig it out, trying to find something to do with it, and we're going to get a penalty diving onto the ball. Syracuse going to run with it. How much time do they have? Well, let's take the line out. Probably a smart move. Well, we're ticking down to almost no time. Referee may have some added time based on the conversations he had with some players and then yellow cards and things like that. And the throw in, well taken. They're going the same thing, the drop and run. Again, trying to just pick and go. Get there quickly. Notre Dame challenging at every ball. Smith, well, he's played a full game, hasn't he, Jake Smith? And a kick to the corner. The chase is good. Covered very nicely, though.
Push him out the way.
And we'll say
Push him out the way. Play on.
there's a penalty against Notre Dame. Didn't quite see the call, but once again we've got a penalty.
No quick,
Not
no
10.
quick. They must go behind the line now. Stop. That was 10. Right, play.
And they have to run it. There's no time left.
Not played yet.
And they tap and go. Once again, trying to find just a hole. This goal line defense from Notre Dame has been very, very good. Penalized a few times, but good. Did they go over? Is that good enough? Referee says yes. Referee says try.
For the kick, that's it, yeah.
And there is no quit in this hammerhead
You can take your kick, take your time.
as they punch it over once again with the forwards. And a little bit of a talking to from the referee, just telling Notre Dame to settle down. But that makes it a 5-point game, 33-28. So the question is there time for the restart? We don't know about that. But if Hodgkinson can get this over, it's a 3-point game. He can tie it with a penalty. The key part, though, is there time or not? Fantastic game either way. There's a lot of hugging by the Syracuse players. I think maybe this is it. The kick is up. The kick is away to the right. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Notre Dame College holds on to beat Syracuse 33-28.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic job from both sides. And those outside backs for Notre Dame College, Tommy Walsh, Marcus Tupuola, they can play and they can run, but chalk this up to that tight 5. Yanotka, Santiago, Williams, Duncan, McDonald, and then Williams again in backup role.
So just now we've got the chance to see if it'll slide.
All right.
We're going to be right back
All right.
with the next game.
Ready?
Boston College versus Alabama.
It's pretty
We're going
flush.
to have some
There you go.
presentations down on field
Oh, that's just the
side.
wrong one.
Pretty good shot later, guys.
I think Ryan will be right back here.
Run your cable. Yeah, we're good. Here's the guys coming right through here with cable.
Your copy's right there. I thought there was going to be 5,000 people.
I'm going to... Kenzie, that's it. Well, I'm going to grab Luke here.
Let's go! Way to go, fellas. Way to go, fellas.
How are you doing?
Yo, Cal, how you doing, sir?
Hey, I saw that. I want that back. That was the tightest outfit I've seen. Nice job. Yeah, stay right here. Falcons all day, NBC. Love you, Notre.
What a game here at the Athletics Center, Syracuse, going the full distance, man. Way to put it in. And my microphone's not working as well. But we're going to award some man of the match, Jake Smith. Go ahead and step up. Jake Smith.
That's it, Jake. Well done, Jakey.
All right, we get that on.
No, you got it.
Angus Bishop, where you at? Well done, Syracuse. ACRC 2015. No way to be here. Your man of the match, Syracuse. Let's give them a hand, ladies and gentlemen. The team and for everyone else in the Vice Chancellor, Syracuse and now demonstrating Power Conference champions as well. Going out finishing the 2015 season here. From Syracuse. And now, for your winners, Notre Dame College. Let's give it up for them, ladies and gentlemen. Playing an exciting brand of run out there. You know, able to hold up that Syracuse back to the end. And we got 3 men of the match for these boys. Ravel, step on up. Rodeo. Hey, everybody take a look at that. That's a 14 on his back. I know when you see it, it's like a 14 shouldn't be. That's a big boy wingman. I'm not on time. So we got you a shirt like that. Yeah, we gotta get him a bigger shirt. We don't have any size for that. That's wing size. This guy's like lot size right here.
Hey, turn up. Thank you.
Where's Alec Janaka? Doing some great work. We saw him running people over. Big unit, hard to take down. He's got fantastic hair.
My better. Yeah, not.
And our last man of the match for Notre Dame, Wale front and center.
And Wale finessed it. And Wale finessed it.
At Wale finessing. That's Notre Dame. They come together and get a kick for.
Put your shirt on, buddy. Put your shirt on, buddy.
They're never going to fit that. I can't wait to see what
Obviously, the strength and conditioning program in full effect at Notre Dame College. We didn't order shirts big enough for these guys.
Very good. Give it in. Jump the pass.
Tight t-shirt, and that's what it's all about. So that's how it comes out. And that's Notre Dame College. You're winners tonight. Hey, let's give it up for Syracuse boys too. You know, fantastic match. Great display of rugby here at the Rugby Athletics Center. And we got one more match coming up.
We're going to sign that, Coach. We're going to give it to ACRC. Let's go. You can sign that, right? 5 guys. All right, let's go. You guys are trash. You guys also get these. Hey, guys, and you get a bag each. Okay. I want to eat these M&Ms on camera. Thank you. Skittles.
Are you ready?
Hey, what's up? Hello. Hey, guys, it's 24, so everybody gets one. Sam. Everybody, all the players get one.
Boston College, taking on our. So we're going to close out tonight. We're going to get it all kicked off tomorrow at 11:20. So make sure you come back.
Is that bag right? You want to let the bag go? Let's go collide. Hey, wait. Coach, are you in the locker room? Hey, did everybody get one? Everybody get a glass of Notre Dame. We had 24 out.
Hey man, shout out to the family, Carson. Hey man, from Jersey out here.
Everybody get one. Everybody get one. Can I get some? Hey, let's go back over and get the stuff. Okay. I mean, I want to pick.
Just getting everybody like, oh, look, I okay with this. You want to run it back out?
Yeah. Get him back on the field instead of because I didn't get. I was a little late last night.
Right.
Hold on.